You know, there's a lot of people that are still on the fence of, are we in a bull market? Are we in a bear market? I have evidence that will put all that to bed and answer the question clear and concise. We're also going to talk about the after effects of the LIBRA coin. Is Javier Milei going to get impeached? What kind of ripple effects is that going to have on the markets? Also, the SEC has been cooking in a good way this time. They've been cooking in a bad way, and now they're actually helping the industry. What are some things they're doing and some things in the pipeline that could send ETH, Robin, to $10,000? We'll share that news. Also, we'll give an update on our trading competition. We're starting to catch some steam here. There is one clear runaway right now, but things have changed. Very interesting there. Also, is the Fed about to start cutting rates? We all know what that means. We have some insight there. We have that and much, much more on today's episode of Sin City Crypto. Let's go.
Hola! It's your boy Big Rob back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto, home of the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency content where we take old, boring, stale information, repackage that whole thing up, fun, sexy way. You know what? Been telling you all week. The pump was coming. 98,000. We back, baby. You know what? Also, our favorite alts are starting to rally as well. Got some movement out of XRP, your favorite, Bittensor as well. Favorite. And you know the altcoins are looking good, man. If you got
not all altcoins.
Right. Now we're down from where we were 2 weeks ago, but that said, got a nice little reversal. You agree it's a reversal, right? At least in the altcoins,
for the most part.
Yeah. So reversal, obviously not a big breakout. It's not like the Bitcoin dominance has fallen dramatically or anything of that nature, but you know what? Things are looking good. And so if you have a deep altcoin portfolio, you're probably feeling a little bit more well assured, right?
Unless you're in some garbage.
What kind of garbage?
Hex.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
our big logo here.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, it's a big day today for Sin City Crypto. We're not going to share any insight there, but might just see it pop up in the next couple weeks here. All right, I want to start with this. Okay, so CoffeeZilla, it's got one of the biggest channels. I mean, the guy literally puts out a video, 300,000 views in an hour. And so he did a video yesterday covering the LIBRA coin scandal with President Javier Milei. We've learned a lot since then. People have been held accountable. People have stepped down. And as you see on your screen here, people have lost a lot of money. But there is a bullish narrative to this. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm explaining to you exactly. Argentine President Javier Milei causes investors to lose $250 million after the LIBRA scandal. LIBRA estimated in, actually, I'm going to go to this one. So this one, 86% of LIBRA traders have realized a loss of more than $1,000. Here are the numbers. Blockchain research firm Nansen found that out of the 15,430 wallets that sold at a profit or loss of more than 1,000, over 86% of those took an L, combining for $251 million. Nansen also said, quote, on the flip side, the other 2,100 profitable wallets were able to take home around $180 million. Now, if this doesn't scream insider trading, I don't know what does. Now, why did I say that, this kind of the whole idea of are we in a bear, are we in a bull market? Robin, let me ask you a question. If this happened in 2022 after FTX went down, what would the price of Bitcoin have done? What would the price of altcoins have gone?
I will say this.
No, just answer the question. It's very simple.
Yeah, you would have had to pull back. But you could argue that we've already kind of had a pullback, but it wasn't triggered by this, but we were already kind of...
Robin, this is the kind of shit.
Here's the thing. If we were at 105,000, I think this would have pulled us down to under 100. But I think because Bitcoin's price was already down, we'd have already had a pullback, the value of Bitcoin wasn't going to drop any lower because the value of Bitcoin was going to get scooped up. People were going to see that, hey, currently I can pick up Bitcoin at 95,000, 96,000, and as bad news drops, well, if the price drops, buyers are just going to step in. And we're not talking about retail that doesn't care about this news. We're talking about institutions that don't care about this news. And the institutions, nation states, sovereign wealth funds, they're coming in and backstopping as support. And so I don't even equate it to 2021. But to answer your question, yeah, I think this would have dropped the price in 2021. However, it's still also just $250 million. And I know that's a lot of retail money, but at the end of the day, when you think about $250 million, it's, when you're talking about a $2 trillion market cap on Bitcoin alone, that's just a drop in the bucket. And so
you're missing the point. You're missing the point. Let me tell you the point. The point here is this. That is, if we were in a bear market in 2022 or the beginning of 2023, when it was actually a bear market and Bitcoin was slowly grinding up, this would have dropped Bitcoin more than just a 2, 3, 4%. This would have been a 10 to 20% drop in the price of Bitcoin. Altcoins would have been absolutely crushed. I know you might be saying, well, altcoins are down. But it would have been a lot worse.
When has Argentina really affected the price of crypto?
That's not the point.
That is the point.
No,
the point is
that's not the point. Okay. The point is the context of when it happens, the market, where the market is from a structural and from a fundamental basis, and how it affects the sentiment. Now, this again.
Let me ask you something. If Turkey bans Bitcoin trading, is that going to dump the price of Bitcoin?
No.
Whether or not we're in a bull market, bear market?
It matters whether you're in a bull or a bear market because everything is amplified.
But I don't think everything's amplified because good news is not pushing the price up. We see routine, regular buys from big-ass companies. I mean, we're talking about JP Morgan that just bought Bitcoin for their own personal portfolio, and that didn't move the market. We're talking about Strategy, formerly MicroStrategy, buying billions of dollars. We got companies in Japan buying, millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. This isn't moving the needle. So it doesn't. These headlines aren't moving the needle to the upside in a bull market. Which if your narrative is, hey, in a bear market, bad news tanks the market. Bull market, good news pumps the market. The good news hasn't pumped the market. And what I think we're seeing is simply less volatility because who is pushing the markets right now? It's institutions, and they are not scared by a headline. Institutions aren't going to exit their Bitcoin position because Argentina's president wants to tweet about a meme coin. It's just the reality. That's where we're at. We're no longer a playground of degenerates that have a narrative and come out with a headline and everyone buys and sells and freaks out and tanks the market and pushes the market up. We're growing up, man. And
are we?
Our space is. Yeah. No, I mean, okay. There's a bunch of crap here, but what I'm saying is that when crap happens in the past, crap has tanked the market. Also, at the same time, when we get bullish news, it hasn't really rallied the market. I mean, you had an executive order, you had a press conference by multiple heads of different departments. The banking finance, what was it? The committee, what was it? The head of the
agriculture, banking.
Yeah, and then you have just every bullish narrative you could think of coming from politics, from the executive branch, from Congress here in the United States, and it hasn't moved the market. It hasn't moved the market at all. And so the volatility is just dampered, bro. It's as simple as that.
You know what's funny?
Downside and upside.
You know what's funny is we switch roles in our narratives. You sound like me, I sound like you. I don't know. For me, I look at, and I agree. Typically in bull markets, even small, minute announcements pump the prices. And we haven't really seen it.
Yeah, it hasn't. And at the same time, you're not seeing it on the downside either, which I genuinely just think that the market is maturing. I'm not trying to be funny here. I'm just saying that, like, hey, we have a $2 trillion asset in Bitcoin alone, and it takes a lot to move a $2 trillion asset plus or minus 10% in one short swing. We're no longer before Bitcoin was at when Bitcoin was at $20,000 and it was not even $1 trillion asset, and it was a minute size asset, at that point, it was, easy to move the price 10%. Now it's hard to move the price 10%. I think if you give it 2 weeks, sure. There are exceptions because we did see that drop from 101,000 down to, what was it, 93? So I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying that it's a lot harder. And Argentina's president tweeting about a meme coin, maybe in the past would have tanked the market, but no longer. Takes a lot more than that.
Yesterday on my trading show, I shared a chart from CryptoQuant that showed Bitcoin OTC flows. And they're slowing down. Inflows are slowing down. What does that mean? Less money is going into the OTC desks, which means that when the buying comes in, there's less OTC Bitcoin to buy, which means they have to look elsewhere, which means potentially we could be seeing a dip into the order book. Now, speaking of crime, SEC is actually going to help this time instead of making things worse. They're launching a cyber unit to combat cryptocurrency fraud. This was their press release. I believe this was yesterday. Yesterday or today? It was yesterday. February 20th. So the Securities and Exchange Commission today announced the creation of the Cyber and Emerging Technologies Unit, the C2, to focus on combating cyber-related misconduct and to protect retail investors from bad actors in the emerging technology space. Some of their areas of focus will be, and I have two highlighted here, use of social media, the dark web, or false websites to perpetrate fraud. Big one here for me is social media. And our company has a social media presence, obviously. And so, we've never promoted our own meme coin or launched the meme coin, really. I mean, I did a little play thing on virtuals, but it wasn't something we promoted and sold and had a TGE or anything like that. And then the other one, fraud involving blockchain technology and crypto assets. Now, the whole premise of the SEC is investor protection. Finally, we're starting to see from the SEC some investor protection. This is what we're looking for. Do you think this is enough to maybe make the scammers, the snipers, the insiders think twice?
Is this what you want?
You don't want this?
You want the SEC to regulate our industry heavier?
It's not about the SEC regulating the industry.
It's literally about the SEC regulating the industry. It's literally the headline is about the SEC regulating our industry.
SEC announces Cyber and Emerging Technologies Unit to protect retail investors.
So that's not them trying to regulate?
Under Laura's leadership, this new unit will complement the work of the Crypto Task Force led by Commissioner Hester
Okay,
Peirce.
so you're saying it's a decentralized body that is free of political influence and bank influence. Honestly, bro, as much as I don't like the fraud in meme coins and the launch a token and snipers, and
you don't think they should be held accountable?
I think they should be held accountable in civil court.
Good luck with that.
No, honestly, well, why not? If you rug pull me and you steal money from me, then instead of it being a civil matter, instead of it being an SEC matter, it's a Securities and Exchange Commission. Do you think? Let me ask you: do you think that these are securities?
The meme coins?
Yeah. You can't even answer. So that's what I'm saying is that you don't even think they're securities. And so why is the Securities and Exchange Commission?
Then why do they have a crypto task force?
Okay, then why don't we get the SEC to go after people that are selling fake Nikes on eBay? There's a lot of fraud there. Let's protect people, right? You know what? It's just like
you're talking about.
It is
you're
what
talking about financial product. Nike's
okay, but where does it stop? What is it like? If it's a meme coin, you stop there. What's the definition of a meme coin? What if it's a token launched by a bank that they don't like? What if it's a bank from Canada?
Okay, you go down that road, then you're not.
What do you mean that road? So you expect the SEC to just cherry pick very, very small content creator launch tokens.
There's
if they're gonna have oversight and go after crypto projects that are quote unquote fraudulent, there's a lot you can put in that basket.
Okay, name them.
I mean, I'm just saying that I don't personally think they're fraudulent, but I mean, you can go down here, you can say, hey, Hyperliquid was a token that was launched. You can say, hey, it's similar to like a meme coin. It doesn't do, you know what? You can go down the list. What else has been new that's been launched? You can say, hey, Pepe's a meme coin, whatever. It had insider. Let's start going after the founders of Pepe. Let's go. Let's go after Trump.
Far, man.
What I'm saying is that, like, if you think that do you think that they're gonna create a task force to go after fraudulent crypto companies and are gonna only stick to content creator driven coins? Like, have you not paid attention to government in the last lifetime? Like, it's what they do, and you give them a little bit of power and a little bit of control, they're gonna have overreach. And you know what? That's the reason I'm in crypto, is because I want less control from the government. That also comes with downside to it. It also comes with the fact that, like, hey, I don't want you to control where the Bitcoin transactions go. Well, what about cross-border payments to sanctioned countries? Let's block those.
They can already do that if they want to anyways.
But what I'm saying is that I have a love for crypto because it circumvents government control. And if you all of a sudden you start locking down, if the government goes after.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think crypto's not going to have any regulation?
I'm not saying.
Weren't you bullish? Weren't you bullish on the FIP 21 bill? Which gives some power to the SEC, some power to the CFTC?
I'm not saying I think that there should be no involvement. I'm just saying that for me, I don't look at this as some giant win. And I'm just saying, like, it is what it is. You're not going to operate with zero regulation. I understand that is the reality of the situation. However, when the SEC is launching out a task force to go after fraudulent crypto, I am not immediately throwing my hands up like, yes, SEC's here to save us. Like, absolutely the fuck not.
Nah, but maybe if you didn't get rugged by, I don't know, the Kardashian or Akatu token, maybe now you'll be happy about it.
Like, honestly, I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, good. Get rugged. And I'm not saying, like, okay, hear me out. Listen to this.
But no, I think if let's say you are a celebrity, you would really want to launch a legit coin. You should be aware that, okay, if I rug people, maybe I can go to jail or something. If you don't, if it's legit, there are some rules they're going to apply. It's not the same example. It's the same example you say in eBay for the fake shoes, Nike. Yeah, but it doesn't bring $30 billion if you sell, fake Nike on the eBay. These people, they launch this coin, they make millions and millions and millions of dollars. That's why I think that's the big difference.
If I start a company and then I don't deliver on the company promises, I take investor money, and then I quickly use whatever laws I can in my favor, and I close the business down really quick, I can be held civilly liable, right? Then my business partners can go after me, early investors can go after me, and there is accountability on that side. I just don't know if the United States government needs to be the one that comes in and holds people accountable. Because if they do so, then I just fear that they're going to take that power that they have and start putting indictments on people that aren't running fraudulent, right? And what happens if, Kim Kardashian, like you said, comes out with a legit project where she just simply wants to create a token for her fans, and then perhaps you hold a token, you get, the top 100 holders get to go to dinner with her. I mean, you can look at Trump; he's done pretty well.
Maybe shoot a video with her.
Yeah, and so what I say here is that we are so quick to simply say someone lost money, we need to come in and get regulation. And you know what? Like, I don't share that. I do not share that.
It's not about someone losing money. It has been happening over and over and over again.
It's the reality. Like,
and all I'm saying is, if if it's something to make people think twice about doing what they plan on doing,
And sue the crap out of them. Let's get some lawyers in here.
It's been happening. You know
Then
how much lawyers
good.
cost?
Then like let's go after the Dave Portnoys and the
Actually, I read that he's got an SEC lawsuit.
Well, I'm just saying,
complaint.
like, let's just get massive lawsuits, hold people accountable in social media, put them on blast. Like, what happened to Hawk Tua? Like, do you think Hawk Tua will launch another coin? Absolutely not. Her reputation has been damaged. Look at Javier Milei. He is trying to backpedal on that thing so fast, he didn't make no money. And so holding people accountable in social court and also in civil court, I think is the best way of handling crypto regulation than to give the SEC. Because what happens if you give the SEC massive power? What happens what would happen? SEC has tons of power to go after fraudulent crypto companies. What happens when Trump's term is over? Let's say Democrats win and you have an anti-crypto president take office. What do you think the SEC is going to do at that point? And so maybe right now at this current moment for the 1 year, 3 year time window, sure, it's cool. Yeah, I think that if they do a task force to regulate fraudulent crypto companies, they might not have overreach for a small little window. But I don't trust them, man. Like, get out of my space. And you know what? Like, and here's the thing. Here's a good example. In trading, you got to take L's. It's just the fact of the matter. Investing, you got to take L's. You got to lose money. It's just life. And in life, in general, if you want to be a winner, you want to be a world-class anything, right? Let's just say you want to be a top-level NBA players. You got to lose. You got to lose game after season, and you got to learn from those mistakes. It's the same with business. Like, you're going to start a business. You think that a 20-year-old is going to start a business and launch it perfectly, have no issues, and then launch? No, they're probably going to launch some little small business, go under, not pay their taxes, whatever it is, lose a bunch of money. But those people that go through that stuff, the people that end up losing are the ones that come out better on the other end. Like, you're not going to be some high-level investor without taking some losses and losing money. I'll tell you what, you want to make $1 million, you're going to have to lose $50,000 several times. There's no way you're going to be a millionaire in crypto and not lose 50 grand at least 4 or 5 times. And every time you do that, you're going to have a better understanding on how the market works. And so I say to you, if you get scammed on a meme coin, good. I'm not advocating for people to lose money, but I'm advocating for people to learn their lesson and understand the value of money, understand how the markets work, understand how the back door works as far as the insiders. And like, you have to take L's. It's just the reality of it. You know, you go to school, you're going to fail a test. You fail a test and then you're going to study harder. You like participation trophies for soccer?
My kid got one, threw it in the garbage.
Yeah, exactly. Because why? You want them to learn a lesson from losing. Why is it all of a sudden completely different for crypto and finance? Well, you can't lose any money ever. You know what? If you lost some money, this person lost money. They put $50,000 in a celebrity's meme coin and they lost it all. We need the SEC to regulate our industry. Like, fuck that. No.
I think it's a little different.
It's not different. It's life, bro. It's business. No. It's human growth.
It's a little different. It's a little different when the cards are stacked against you and you think it's a fair market and it's not a fair market.
How did you figure that out? You lost money, right? You didn't read headline after headline,
but it doesn't
eventually figure it out.
But it doesn't exist in any other capital markets. Period.
It doesn't exist in Wall Street and finance and in New York City. You don't think
trading is a federal felony?
Who do you think is making the most money in New York and on Wall Street?
Insider trading is a federal felony. You go to jail for life for insider trading.
I understand that, but you think, okay, like, look at all the politicians that have minimal salary that can do insider favorable deals, and if you think that insider trading isn't happening, then you're not paying attention, man. I'm sorry, dude. Like, there might not be insider trading like coordinated between 10 or 15 different people, but if you don't think that somebody has some inside scoop and is buying stocks.
You're talking about Nancy Pelosi? No?
But you're talking about
Nancy Pelosi.
What?
Nancy Pelosi, Aspen.
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi. But that's different, right? Getting it from now, both are wrong. Insider trading is wrong. But you got one scenario where Rocco brought up Nancy Pelosi. She knows when stuff's going to happen, and she just buys a company that's already established, that exists, that's been around, that's got a board of investors, yada yada. So it's a product she's trading on. What they're doing in the meme coin and crypto space is they're launching the company, they're keeping 80% of the shares, and then they're literally. I mean, it's
that business model is not going to last forever, and eventually it's going to dry up. Eventually people are going to understand how it works, and eventually it's not going to continue forward. And what we're seeing now is the curtain being pulled, the public understanding. We're seeing less and less projects launching. We're seeing more and more uproar from communities when another creator launches a product, and it's going to be like NFTs, for example. It's gonna fade out, bro. At some point, people are not gonna be as bullish on meme coins. I'm not saying they're gonna completely die and go away forever, but it's an overexhausted market. I think that people thinking that they're gonna put in $1,000 and make $1 million, less and less people are believing that narrative.
I got the most important question first of all. You know that Hayden guy?
Yeah.
You think he's actually sleeping with Javier Milei's sister?
I have zero idea, and I honestly don't even care. But
okay.
It's an interesting narrative. So I mean, I like.
He said he's got that by the what? Anyways, let's move on. According to a source that recently spoke, it's from Eleanor Tourette, by the way. According to a source that recently spoke with the SEC, the agency is, quote, very, very interested in staking, even asking industry for a memo detailing the different types of staking and their benefits. This source expects to see some kind of agency guidance on staking in the near future, as it is a topic they're engaging enthusiastically on. Who could this potentially benefit the most? Say it. Say it. What's the one proof of stake that's got an ETF, Robin? I'll say it for you. It's Ethereum.
I'm not in this ideology that ETH is going to zero. I just think that the narrative is stronger.
You said you shipped ETH. You said you shipped the sale is shipped.
I shipped it out of here. I don't want no parts of it.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that I feel like there is more value, more potential upside from the trading pair, Bitcoin versus Ethereum.
Mark my words. Someone clipped this February 20th at 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If staking is allowed in the Ethereum ETFs, in the following 2 to 4 weeks, you're going to see ETH double in price.
The ETF didn't even move the price.
Mark my
it did. We had a little run up prior to the ETF going live, and that was it. The ETF in itself.
Robin, mark the time, man.
Okay, well,
I'm not arguing with you. Mark the time.
Hear me out. The ETF in itself, the Ethereum ETF prior to launch was $2,000. The Ethereum ETF after launch, almost a year, still $2,000 something. If the ETF itself hasn't brought in money, what the hell do you think staking is going to do?
You don't get it.
You're telling me that the people are going to be so excited to get a return on ETH, and you can stake it right now on chain. Or you can stake it on the ETF, perhaps, in the future.
You don't get it.
It's
okay. Some things you're not going to understand. It's okay. I'll understand it for you. SEC pulls their own appeal in case over crypto broker-dealer rules. I don't want to spend too much time on this. I want to highlight it. I think it's big news. Now, the SEC has dropped its effort to undo a court ruling blockchain, a controversial broker-dealer rule that would have given the agency jurisdiction over decentralized crypto protocols.
Are you upset at this, David?
Last month, just days before Gary Gensler was due to step down, they appealed a November ruling. So what this essentially means is the SEC was trying to get these DeFi protocols to register as broker-dealers.
Is this bad news for you? I know you
want
the SEC I know you want the SEC to regulate the industry. So
Robin,
are you upset?
Will you just be quiet for 5 seconds? My God. So what this pretty much was, SEC was saying, hey, DeFi protocol, you got to come get a broker-dealer license. Like, hey, well, that's not what we do around here. The judge ruled against the SEC, and then right before Gary Gensler left, he appealed that judgment, and now the SEC has dropped the appeal. So DeFi can flourish.
Are you upset?
Robin, let's take a look at the market.
The silence is haunting me, David.
Go over the markets, man.
All right,
I'm
so
not getting into another 30-minute long conversation
I
about
wasn't on a conversation. I was just,
any conversation
SEC
with you
is
was 30
losing
minutes.
regulatory power here, and I
Was
know
a
you
one-way
wanted to have it, so I
conversation,
thought
though.
you were upset.
Rocco,
man.
can you make a move on?
All right, $98,400. Beautiful up and to the right
Wow.
on the 24 hours here. I mean, we're up from 95,000 up to 98, knocking on the door of what is $100,000 Bitcoin. We've been there a few times. We're heading back. It was less than a month ago. We printed an all-time high for Bitcoin, 108,000. How far away are we? Taking a look at the 1 week, you can see this is a clear reversal and the highest we've been over the last 7 days. And then here, I think that this might have been the bottom, right? We might have put the bottom in at 94,000 here. We went down and briefly went under 94,000 to 92 under that flash crash that we had at the beginning of the month on February 1st. But you know what? I think this is it, man. I've been talking about it all week. I think that we were set for a rebound. I know a lot of people were over here looking at the red in their portfolio, taking a vacation from crypto because they thought it was going to 80,000. And I was over here, ringing the, it ain't going to happen here. Not in a bull market. We going back to 100K. And we don't care about Javier Milei and his meme coin as far as what that means for the market. So obvious reversal, nice movement in the last couple hours.
Wait, I want to share, before you move on Bitcoin, I want to share a Bitcoin chart real quick. So that's not a Bitcoin chart. This is a Bitcoin chart. So a couple things to know here. This is on the daily. One, we have this beautiful V-shaped recovery off our 2-hour support, which is at 93,388. Now, the important thing, couple things. I'm going to take off the MA ribbon. I'm going to throw on the cloud, okay? We have retested the top end of the cloud and broke out. Very bullish, okay? But I do want to note, we potentially might see some resistance. We got confluence in two areas. Three actually. The 2-hour, 4-hour, and the midline on the 200-day EMA is currently at the same price, which is 100K flat. So I would just proceed with caution. If you're a trader, and if you're longing this move or you're in a long, look to set your take profits between $98,800 and $100,000. Now you can do partial take profit. You can do all of it at closer to 100. But just some things to keep in mind. If we clear this level and we flip above our 200-day EMA, you're looking at $100,800, and then you don't really see any meaningful resistance until about, say, 106 to 108. So, go ahead.
All right, so back to altcoins. Let's take a peek. We have some nice green winners here on the altcoins. Story, not too familiar with that, but
Story Protocol's big.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's it about?
So I actually...
it's a less than a $1 billion market cap, and so up 40%. I don't know anything about it. If you want to
Story Protocol, they're essentially like an infrastructure layer. They got a lot of big connections in the industry, and they're more on the... how do I properly word this? They're more on the creative side of things, music, art, stuff like that. And this is a agent that I actually shared on the show yesterday that was partly co-founded by Story Protocol, which is called LIBRA. And so interesting, but what I'd recommend, as Rob kind of showed, up 44%, this is not something you want to long. This is not something you want to buy yet. We will see a pullback. And so, but Story, this is, did it crack the top 100? It's in the top 100, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
Number 76.
At a $1 billion market cap? Absolutely.
Number 76. So, keep your eye on Story Protocol. And if you want a more riskier play on Story and AI, Lyra is an interesting one. It's sitting at 3.39 million.
We have also in the big winners over here, up 11%. You have RUNE and then also Bittensor. And so Jupiter's in this group. Are we seeing a resurgence in AI? We see that Virtuous Protocol up 18%. And so AI is having a nice bounce. It could have something to do, if you watch Trump yesterday or were looking at social media, he said that he had put together some executive orders to further AI and crypto. Now he was talking about two separate sectors here, but I mean, is it no coincidence that he said, "Hey, we want AI and crypto here in America to prosper"? AI and crypto, you throw it in the same sentence. You wake up the next morning, AI cryptos are up. So take that for what you want. Is it a short little bounce? Maybe. But also we got an Avalanche over $25. Something I've been keeping an eye on. And so I do think that this still has a lot of room to run. One of my favorite projects. So might be one of your last chances to get in under that $30 range. And then artificial
Rob,
superintelligence also up. So
do you think we're seeing a now scroll up? Are you still in the top gainers?
Yeah.
Do you think we're seeing a flight to quality here? I know that's a term used frequently.
there is no meme coins in this.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
You have a rally of you got a rally of all
utility rally.
Yeah. I mean, look at this. I mean, you have everything here. We got 40%, 20%, 25%, 24%, big moves. And yet no meme coins. And we've historically seen when one of these break out, or, when Bitcoin kind of, breaks out from a consolidation, we've seen the leader of the pack is generally the meme coins. You got to go all the way down, way down to see Pepe. Pepe is the front runner on meme coins.
Number 40.
On number 44 on the biggest gainers out of the top 100. It's only up 3%, still flat on the week as well. So I think that there's been exhaustion when it comes to the meme coins, and I think this is at least going to last a while. I do not write off meme coins this bull market cycle, but I will say that perhaps we take a break. Perhaps we consolidate on the meme coins and we give, as you said, the quality projects a chance for them to run, right? Because that's what we've seen. Where has been the big gains? We've seen the big gains this bull market when Bitcoin had the breakouts between meme coins and AI. It's kind of been, meme coins, AI, and who's providing the meme coin service is Solana. And so Solana's rallied, and outside of that, it's been meme coins, Solana. We also saw money remittance rally, or the bankers coins rally, which was XRP and Stellar. You could throw a couple other in there. You could argue that HBAR is in that category as well. But I don't know. I think now for your favorite layer ones, I think the time is looking really nice, right? I think the timing on this is really nice. So for your Cardanos, your Hedera, your maybe even Ethereum, I still think Ethereum is going to underperform Bitcoin, but I do think that there's if there's ever a time that ETH is going to break out, I think it's going to be now. But I think
wait, what'd you say?
I still think that ETH loses against Bitcoin over the long term, over a 12-month window. But I do think that the layer ones are going to do well. One to keep an eye out for is ICP. I think ICP is due for a massive breakout. I think the fact that we saw Near Protocol performing as well as it did, having a strong AI presence, flight to quality. I think
Near has kind of been underperforming. Are you? What are your thoughts on Near? We haven't really seen any big developments, right? I know they have some AI agents. I know their narrative is AI and the data service layer and all the great stuff. And the tech is good and the team is great. You think they're doing enough to stay relevant in this?
I think they're like one headline away, one big partnership away, one government project, contract away from a big breakout. I would not write off Near, but if I was holding Near, I would keep a close eye on it. I would say, hey, is this something that I'm going to hold that is going to underperform Bitcoin and essentially lose me money during this bull market? Because it has lost against Bitcoin. And, if you look at Near Protocol here, take a peek at this. So look at Near Protocol compared to Bitcoin, and it's let's go to the 1 year here. Look at the 1 year. It looked like it was off to a good start, right? We had over 170% returns at the beginning of the 12 months ago on Near, But we know that that's when NEAR put in its local high back in that February, March range. And now it is completely reversed. It's down a massive amount of percentage when compared to Bitcoin. I mean, you can look here on the 1 month chart. I mean, look at this. This is absolutely disgusting. It is. I mean, you're down almost 40% when compared against Bitcoin. And I mean, I was looking at these comparison charts the other day. One I wanted to highlight was what a win you had, David, bro. When you look at Bittensor here, take a look at Bittensor. Let's go back to about I would say the month, right? It was probably a little over a month ago. You came out and said, "Hey, I'm swapping my Solana for Bittensor." I mean, take a look at this deviation here. You can see that Solana has continuously sold off, and it was a little over a month ago. And you can just see here, with the exception of a small couple day timeline here. I mean, what a win, man! I mean, Tau is up over 10% compared to Sol at the beginning of the month or a month ago. But I mean, it's a 40% swing here, right? You're up 40% on that trade. And so, I'd encourage you guys to pay attention to what we're putting out here, because, these big moves that we're doing, it's paying off, or big moves that you're not doing, like buying Ethereum. So, to you, David, that's all I got.
One where, okay, so when we started getting on the XLM train, as far as price, we've always been bulls on XLM, but when we got on the XLM train, it was a simple matter of, we feel like there is a discrepancy between the value and what XLM does and what the price represents, okay? And then XLM ran from 9 cents to around 63 cents. I'm looking at Toncoin, and I'm looking at the chart here, and Toncoin is down 78%. With the fib here, I'll just throw the chart up here. From its move from around $2 all the way up to that $8.20 mark, we are currently at our 786 fib level. And we sit here and we talk about, we think gaming is going to be big. He said it. I've said it. I think everyone kind of believes gaming is going to get its turn to run. Don't you think Toncoin deserves to be in the top 5 conversation of gaming?
Nope. Nope.
So who would you put ahead of Toncoin in gaming?
Toncoin is like ghetto gaming, right?
Ghetto gaming?
Ghetto gaming, bro. It's all
okay,
the
so
cell
name
phone,
me
it's
5
like
better
this,
projects.
It's like
gaming.
the cell phone game is the ones that don't have
me 5 better projects.
It's just
gaming.
like the really easy to make games, which I can say that there is a market for it, right? You can look at
ghetto gaming.
Yeah,
I've never heard that.
Ghetto
okay,
gaming.
then name me 5
like
projects.
Candy Crush. Like those games, they had a huge presence in the market.
Do you know how much fucking money?
I just said it has a huge presence in the market, but anyways.
Do you care about narrative or making money?
I'm looking at gaming, that hardcore AAA
Here we
gaming.
Go. Here we go. Okay.
That's what I'm
Way to separate the two.
That's
Name me 5 projects you would rather be in gaming than Toncoin.
Avalanche.
Uh-huh.
Avalanche.
You can't name 5.
Okay, sorry.
Avalanche,
Can I do
RUNE,
3 avalanches?
IMX, Toncoin, not in any specific order. I could throw Solana in there.
I would rather have GALA right now.
I would not rather have GALA.
than
You
Toncoin.
are hot.
Toncoin,
bro, you're
no,
talking
thank you.
about the blockchain. Anyone that launches a mobile game with Telegram has to use the Ton blockchain. That is how it is set up.
Let me ask you a question.
You're talking about a billion users.
Let me ask you a question.
A billion users on Telegram.
Okay.
And they're all tied into
out
the
of
Ton
those
ecosystem.
billion users, let me ask you a question. How many people have you encountered in your life that has played a Telegram game on their phone? Give me one.
I have 2 friends.
Well, is one of the 2 not playing? Has anybody that has more than 2 friends here
No friends.
ever played a Telegram game on their phone?
No, not at all.
That's like
I
saying
used the Telegram bye-bye. I don't know if that counts as a game.
That definitely counts, Chase. You're a winner.
That's like saying like, hey man, our power company here in Nevada has launched a game that you can play on their website. We're like, everyone, there's over 1.5 million users. There's over 1.5 million Nevada power companies
too. Bookmark this timestamp. Toncoin at $3.62 is massively undervalued.
Okay, just because you got the users and you have a product doesn't mean people want to use it. Just because Telegram has a lot of users and they have a game on there doesn't mean people are going to play on it. Just like we saw, what was it?
Rob, let me ask you a question. Is X payments going to be big for X?
Let me ask you a question.
No, let me answer my question.
How many people have Threads? How many people have a Threads account?
Almost all of them, because Meta forced you to do it.
Yeah, but how many people are actively on Threads using that damn?
0.
Yeah.
How many users do they have?
Robin,
it's exactly my point.
Question.
Because
answer my question. Is X payments going to be bullish for X?
yes, for X.
Why?
Will. Because there's already a large community that is looking,
Oh my God!
that is looking to diversify.
Have you ever met someone that's used a social media app to pay for things?
Okay. Back to that's not a blanket statement that works across all. Like I said,
It's not.
Meta users, Facebook users are not using Threads. Nobody cares about Threads. But it's a product that's on there that nobody wants. And I think that gaming on Telegram is a product nobody wants. It's as simple as that. And tell me one person that wants it. Tell me one person that's playing Telegram games. You can't.
Okay.
Why don't you do me a favor? Let's
I'm not doing you
over
anything.
the
You pissed
weekend.
me off. No.
Over the
Nope.
weekend.
I don't got time.
I want one thing from you. You're so bullish on Toncoin. You're ready to clip this. Just play one Telegram game over the weekend and then come back and sell me on it.
Okay, Flappy Bird.
Okay, well go play it over the
I
weekend.
played it multiple times. Shout out to Rob.
How many? You're not even playing it anymore.
Says who? Are you in my phone?
You don't play it,
Did
okay?
you hack my phone? Are you in my house? Did you tap
tell
into
me
my home
everything you're
cameras?
doing,
You
bro.
don't play it.
You're
I don't
like-
tell you
you're
everything.
the
I tell you I
most
took 3
transparent
shits this morning? No.
No, but you're the bathroom here in the company has told me that. And, there's evidence on the wall and on the
Writing on the wall.
look.
Anyways, look. I'm a buyer of Telegram of Toncoin at $3.60. That's it. Leave it at that. All right. I want to share our leaderboard. Currently, B78 is in the lead with 61%. I do want to note this leaderboard just 2 days ago, number one ROI was like negative 20%. And so things move quickly. All it takes is 1 or 2 trades for you to hit that number one spot. And on Monday, whoever's number one will be getting $300 dropped to their spot wallet on Buy DeFi. We'll be doing that every single Monday for 4 weeks. At the end of the 4 weeks, there will be 3 people based on ROI that are going to get paid out. 500 to the top, 300 to the second, and 200 to the third place. We're also going to give an additional $300 to the highest volume trader at the end of the 4 weeks. So shout out to B7. Number 2 is C Menamo. Oh, okay. So if you haven't joined, there's a link in the pin to the top of the comment section of the live show. All you got to do is use that link, join, start trading like you're trading anyways. If you got some money in another exchange, you don't got to put any extra money in, hit it in there and start trading. You'll automatically be included in this program. The only thing is 100,000 trading volume. That's it. That's like 10 trades of $500 because it counts your trades when you open and when you close for the volume. Also, if you get liquidated, it counts that as well. And then multiply that by however many. If you're doing 20x leverage, that's only 5 trades. So it's really a super, super low entry to, barrier to entry. So we're excited to announce the winner on Monday. I want to move on to some altcoin news, but before I do, we want to give a big thank you to today's channel sponsor. Today's show is brought to you by Legacy Network. I've been talking about you guys should download their app, play it, you can earn money. Great. And I'm hoping a majority of you have already done that. Because why would you not download a free app that you can learn, right? Whether it's about your business goals, your personal goals, your health goals, your relationship goals. Maybe you're having a rocky relationship with your spouse or your significant other or having a hard time finding a girlfriend. And maybe you need some tips and tricks. You can do all of that while earning the LGCT token directly in the app. Download it, guys. These guys are amazing. So shout out to Legacy for sponsoring today's show. Now, this piece of news here, ChainGPT is integrated with Hedera for NFTs. Now, ChainGPT was actually included in one of our Patreon write-ups that we did, highlighting the BNB ecosystem and sharing some metrics and stats and showing how money is moving and how much value is moving from other chains to BNB and trying to front-run this narrative. So Patreon members got this report around 3 days ago, and then this news came out, I think, yesterday. ChainGPT was included in that for the full write-up. Patreon members, make sure you go read that. If you're not part of Patreon, join. It's only $50 a month. And then I also want to share this. This is probably, you want to talk about catalysts? Robin, can you argue a catalyst bigger than the Fed cutting rates?
Man, I think I mentioned that yesterday. I think biggest narrative is rate cuts. I mean, historically, it's been that.
Cheap money.
We saw that is what fueled the market in 2021. Where was the top of crypto for 2022/2021? Is when we cut rates. Literally the top. Now, we know that FTX played a big part in the collapse, but perhaps FTX collapsed because of the pullback by the Fed rate cuts. And so I think it all circles back to the big hammer here, which is the Federal Reserve.
Do we still have our hammer? Broke Yoshi?
Yeah. It's in our garage. Yeah.
I agree with you. And I just want to look, and now the headline reads, because of Trump's tariffs, right? And so I decided to look back at the Dow Jones and plotting on here the federal funds rate, where they've been cutting. Now, I do want to hone in on one specific time frame. January of 2018, okay? This was when Trump first announced the first tariffs, and the markets didn't like it, and we saw a sell-off of 12%. Now, 12% might not sound like a lot, but I'm telling you, for the Dow Jones, the S&P, the NASDAQ, 12% is huge. It is huge. You're talking trillions of dollars at 12%. And the Fed kept hiking rates. We had that nasty washout in December of 18. Now, the year ended in the red, around 12% for the Dow Jones. Sorry, I'm blank there. Now, when did the Fed start cutting rates? They started cutting rates in mid-2019 when the markets were going up. Why am I showing you this? Well, tariffs could it spark them to cut rates. Now, again, as mentioned, they didn't cut rates till about a year after the whole tariff thing, and the markets started grinding down, and they started cutting rates, and then really they cut rates when the market dropped from around 27,000 to 25,600. And so I think what the Fed's trying to do is maybe forecast and front run this, because again, the last thing they want is to be caught with their pants down and have to react versus be proactive. And so I think this is a real possibility. And you look at where the market was. The market was actually on its way up, recovering from that 2018 December crash, and the Fed started cutting rates. So all the people that are saying, why would the Fed cut rates when the market is going up? That does not matter. What matters is money supply, inflation. And I've said this numerous times. They are not getting back down to 2%. The way they're going, they're not. Now, I know Elon has said, hey, if we cut spending, sure, that can happen. But if that doesn't happen, 3% is the new 2%, and you're going to start seeing the Fed say, okay, yeah, we met our goal, 3%, close enough, we're going to start cutting rates.
Well, and I think what happened where after every single Fed meeting, Jerome Powell has kind of underperformed expectations as far as cuts, or at least has alluded to, hey, we're not cutting a lot, calm the hell down. And we've seen the market sell off because of it, right? And so I think we're going to get the opposite factor here. I think that we're going to get Fed rate meetings, like maybe the next one, he's going to be a little bit more inclined to talk about cuts coming soon. And so for me, I don't know. I'm very, very bullish on perhaps having more rate cuts than we were expecting. And I think a lot of it comes off of the fact that Elon Musk and Doge is really, really putting the government in a position to lower inflation. I mean, don't you think that if Doge, Elon Musk, and that branch, that newly formed department, if they were to dramatically cut the deficit, cut spending, and perhaps send some payments to individuals, they're talking about cutting a $5,000 check, bro.
Did you
don't you think that,
bro, did you hear that politician on the news like, what 5,000? Well, what's that going to do for anyone? Yeah, I think her name was Jasmine Crockett.
I mean, why not? If you save $2 trillion, I'll
tell you one thing.
What is giving 100 billion of it back to the people? It was already.
It's our money anyways.
Yeah,
I paid for that money.
It was already going out the door. Yeah, I want to give a little love to the chat here. If you're new, say hello.
Give him that deep Robin
give
love.
You a little bit of
give him the deep love.
That hola love. And so we do got Pope Man gave a $10 super chat. He said, "What is Telegram and does it or does it not deliver?"
You're smarter than that.
Via the Pony Express.
Pope Man's smarter than that.
Also, new people: Karomi, Uncle B, Golden Giant, Cardonian, LOL, Celinda, Louis V, Art Caffeine, Sunny, Tyrone Dust, Ernie, and Deans. To all of you. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Welcome. That's right. Guys, make sure to tune into my trading show later tonight where we focus only on fundamentals and technicals of the markets. I had 2 trades that I alerted our Patreon members to and we put in. And so I'm going to go over those trades, what I saw, why I went long or short. One was a long and one was a limit order for a short. I'll explain it. And then we're just going to cover everything you need to know about the markets, the structure, what to expect, some good entry and exit points for some of your favorite altcoins. If you're a trader, it's a show you don't want to miss. So make sure to check that out. And that's all I got, man. You got anything else?
That's it.
Rocco. Chase, Rocco.
Sure. Okay.
You guys got anything else back there? Production team?
No.
Oh, good.
Good to go? Okay.
To go.
All right. Where's Ashley today? Isn't she supposed to be here?
I don't know. She's gone.
Shame on you, Ashley.
Now.
Anyways, thank you all so much. With that being said, Rocco, thank you all so much for tuning in. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you're subscribed. Come back tomorrow. It'll be Forest Friday. I'm sure there'll be a lot of news to share. Until then, you guys, we love you. I'll see you tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific time.
Crypto. Everybody know we here for entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I spit the game, but they gave it. Named according to your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy the dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming, hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over.